Welcome to Larry's Library, and this is check-in number 24. It's the 1st of June, and we made it despite my best efforts at not sending Kristan a link at all. So
He was like, I was wondering where you were, and I'm like, I was just sitting here waiting for the link. What do you mean?
yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, man, where the hell is she? I hope she's okay. Hope she didn't get sick or something.
Classic.
Yeah, great stuff. Let's see here. Marwolf is here. Hey now.
Hey.
James is here.
Hey, James.
James. He's wondering where we were there, I guess. William Lee, good morning, y'all. Hey.
Hi, William.
Mark
your
Bell
day
is
late.
here. Okay, let's roast the Eisners. Yeah, he's a little lost. But that's all right. So, what are you reading right now? Anything?
No.
Oh, okay. I started The Sixth Gun.
Yeah. And?
Yeah. So far, I love it. I'm only a couple issues in, but it's surprising the number of small panels and text in this. See, I started to do this now thinking, well, this is a modern book. It'll go fast. And does that change as it progresses, or?
Oh, I didn't read the whole thing. I read the first volume.
Oh, okay.
And I liked it.
It reminds me, yeah.
But yeah, it took me forever too.
Elon, Larry wearing a Marvel shirt. That's right. After last night's live stream, Rebel. News Tweet Channel, howdy. Hey. William Lee liked your show last night.
Thanks, William.
Yep, it was fun. Yeah, I guess it's just as well. I never heard word back from the Eisners because I don't think I've read any of that stuff. But I would have read something had I got accepted.
But like what? That's what I'm curious about. That's why I was like, why do you want to do this? Like, I don't know what you've read on this.
Probably zero.
But what would
I
you
know
have
I had never.
read?
Right. I had not looked, but.
Right. What would you have read? You said you were going to read stuff. If so, like
I don't
what?
know. I'd have to flip through them and just pick, So
Okay.
I don't know.
Just silly times.
Larry had a live stream last night. No, that was Kristan. I was just.
He was just in the chat.
I
offered to give him a link, and he's like, "No."
No, I just didn't answer. It's too late. I didn't want to have to. I get up super early, It's a lot of trouble. I have to set all this stuff up, and
I mean, you don't have to. You just want to.
Well, how could I do it otherwise? Just use the built-in webcam on this
Sit
laptop.
down, yeah. Sit down, turn it on. Hey, Batmanda.
I suppose. Hey. So yeah. Now my last live stream was a disaster. The one with Jess, the book club.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was terrible. What a friggin' disaster.
My favorite was when he was like, "What did you think about it?" like that was going to help the delay. I could
hear him just fine. Yeah.
I was like, Jess, that's not how this works.
So yeah, but now I got this dongle here, so I could use my desktop headphones, which are full-size USB, with this laptop, which is USB-C only. So it seems to be working. I mean, it's weird because I can't hear my voice in the headphones at all. I mean, I hear my voice in the room, but I can't. I don't know if that's. I mean, that's not been my experience before, so I don't know why this setup is doing that. But so it's a little weird. Let's see here. Lon says Larry would nominate Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips for the Eisners, wouldn't he? Let's be honest. Yeah, you mean just write him in for every category?
Which you can't do. So nominations have been set.
I know. I was joking. Mark says, is Larry in the comic cabin? Yes.
It is so dark in there. You look like you're in a dungeon.
Well, I've just got the other lights turned off.
Well, with your black shirt, you look like you're a floating head in a dungeon.
Well, hold on. Let's see if you like this any better.
Why would I like that more? What do you mean?
This.
Oh. Yeah, that's way better.
You
Why
like
would
it?
you not do that?
I don't know. I like the dark.
All right, turn it off then. I'm just saying.
No, that's okay. I don't mind that either.
It looks so much better.
Okay. Elon says it sounds good. Cool. Thank you. Mark says, if only you knew an audio video internet expert guy. Right. Well, I've done a shit ton of research and I've learned a lot in the last 2 years. That's for sure. But
it didn't work out for that stream.
Oh man, it sure didn't. And you know what? I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to some of it, because what I had always assumed before was the echo on live streams was caused by your mic picking up your voice coming out of your speakers that you're, on your laptop or in your system or whatever. Right? Isn't that what you would think it would be?
I think there's some of that on your end, because I've noticed it more with people who don't have headphones.
Right. That's what I mean. That's what I thought it was caused by. But yet, when I used to live stream from the desktop in the bedroom, I never wore headphones and it was never a problem. I never heard an echo once. But when I'm just running these speakers in the laptop, I had echo. So I have no idea.
StreamYard audio doesn't make sense, though. I mean, it could just happen randomly, too, because I've had that.
Yeah. You guys were plagued with that once, and you both were wearing headphones.
And nothing had changed. So
Right. News Please says, I've been reading random trade paperbacks of things no one has heard of or remembers, like Stan Winston's Trek Monster Hunter. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Elon says, I prefer to hold a torch under my chin. Okay.
Watch out.
Mark Bell says, echo cancellation. Well, that's turned on by default in StreamYard. So
yeah.
And I did not turn it off.
It doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Mark Bell says, you should have an audio interface if you're going without headphones. Well, but yet, you mean like with the laptop? Because in my desktop setup, I never wore headphones, never had an echo. Now on that one, I've got a Yamaha receiver running analog with Polk bookshelf speakers. I mean, they'll rock the house literally if I turn it up or that, and I never had an echo. So Elon says you can have sound loops cost your electrical connections. Yeah, and I've got a lot of shit plugged in here, but I have them separated pretty good, I thought, cable wise. And I've got really high quality cables too. They're all very thick and oversized. I mean, I overspec everything I do pretty much. Kristan can attest to that.
Yep.
I don't know. Mark says that's proper echo cancellation. Well, right. Oh, you mean in an interface? He means like in a soundboard or something. Well, you know what? I think Kristan would tell me not to do that because I've already spent way too much money on damn near pro gear. I mean, I've got this Sony mirrorless camera. And I bought a fancy lens for that. I mean, I've got money in this, but I like gear.
Unnecessary money. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get this for the live streams because I don't do that many live streams. I get this for my main videos. But it's here, so I might as well use it, right?
Sure.
Okay. Newspaper says, use it to build your echolocative radar sense like Daredevil. Yeah, there you go. Cycles here. Harvey Picar's Ghost. Unnecessary money on gear does not compute. Right. All right. Now, I have worked on this to try to make it more readable. I actually took the screenshot in Photoshop and squished it, got rid of all the extra gaps and things that wasn't necessary to try to make the font a little larger here. So,
it's a little better, but you could have had a more defined color than that light blue.
Well, when I use darker background colors, then I thought the text was less readable, but I don't know.
I think it'd just be hard for like colorblind people, at least. And I don't know how this looks on like a TV or something.
It looks fantastic on TV. I've tested it.
We'll see about that. I'll ask my
all the
TV
editing.
watchers.
Okay, all the editing I do. I mean, this isn't edited, of course, but I'm doing on a 32-inch 4K screen, so I'm not optimizing anything for a phone. I'm just lucky if it works at all, I guess.
I mean, I find this hard to still distinguish line by line.
Well,
like it's better, but it's not
more.
great.
It's better. Let's see here. Elon says, I'm like you, Larry. Once I get a new found hobby, I go in head over heels. Yeah. Cycle says, the amount of audio gear, pedals, and other stuff I own and hardly use is staggering. I get it. Mark says, oh, did you see you can pre-order the 1982 DC style guide now? Amazing art by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I did not see that. Huh. Elon, you're feeling a lot of mild FOMO. Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to what's the word? I'm starting to become immune to it slowly. News piece says, I'm on a 27 5K screen. That looks fine. Cool.
Fine, but not good. Also, I probably meant phone users because that's obviously going to be harder.
Well, here's the thing. The reason it looks fine but not great is because free StreamYard only allows you 720. So he's blowing up a 720 image 5K. So it's not going to look great. You know. Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's much changes here. I mean, you can see I've added even more to the already released column. That is going to take over this whole first panel, I'm sure.
See, if there were changes, you were supposed to highlight those. So we'll see. We'll see if you did that.
Well, I did include shots of my last purchases, so that'll help, right? Yeah, you'll see. Okay, now see, I couldn't do a whole lot with this one because there's just a lot here. I guess I could have cut it in to make it 3 panels instead of 2 panels.
I would have just made it 2 slides.
This one 2 slides, right? So the whole thing would be 3.
I'm gonna have to like do this.
Yeah, I will do that next time for sure. I was just trying to avoid having 3, but I guess it doesn't matter. 3 panels would have been better if it was more readable.
No, I mean like cut it in half so the text will be bigger.
Well, right. I'm talking about counting the first one as the first one, and then this would be 2 and 3.
No one cares that much, I promise.
What do you mean?
Why not have another slide so we can read it better?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do that. Yeah, did you hear about the Marvel Masterpieces?
No.
It's a gallery edition, but the difference is they're including all the original ads and the letters pages.
Okay.
But it's the same format. So I don't know. Rising Phoenix Rail says, I'm watching you on a 50-inch 4K TV and it looks great. Awesome. Thank you. Elon says, no need for FOMO of Once and Future, Larry. They just reprint the first deluxe and the second is a high print number. Okay, good deal. Yeah, I was thinking I could probably wait a while. And I'm reading the trade you sent me, so thanks for that. Actually, I finished it. I haven't shot the review yet, but that's coming. Harvey prefers to be read to.
He doesn't want to read all that.
T. Hodgins says, I was so sad to see the Conan Omnibus is getting bumped out again. I'm not sure if they're ever coming out. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. I keep bumping it down on this list, and now it's becoming one of those, is it ever going to come out? You know?
The last I heard, it's the fall.
Yeah. What have I got here?
I don't know. I can't find it among this.
It's middle, top, not quite the middle, 10.8, Yeah, that's probably right. T. Hodgins says, "Good morning to you both, and hope you're doing well." Yeah, thank you. We are.
You too.
Yeah, Newspree Channel says, "Hold up, Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, Hulk, Great Gallery is on your list. Didn't you just unbox that? Did I not take that off the list?
I mean,
Damn it.
he's reading it.
I can't believe I forgot that." Juan says, "You're welcome. Thank you again." Uh, Cycle says, "I'm walking my dog and just came upon a sign saying, 'Be coyote aware. Don't walk dogs here.' Are you armed, Cycle, at all?" Mark Bell says, "Shade." Coyotes in the city. What does the world come to? Yeah, I've seen a few in. I mean, of course, I have them out here, but I'm out in the country. I'm on 55-acre farm, so yeah, I see coyotes. But I've seen them in Evansville before, which is where I work.
Probably shouldn't tell people that.
Did I work in Evansville?
Yeah.
I don't.
You said it again.
Nobody watches this. Very few people watch this anyway, Kristan.
Okay. For now.
Yeah, that's true. Cycle says, "I've got 2 arms." Well, there you go. So you're in good shape. Marvel says, "Hadn't heard about the Cult Deluxe hardcover. I had the original issues, but I had to look for the trades at one time, and it was pricey." At Thor by Walt Simonson reprint comes out this month. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I have that. The previous printing. It's great, great stuff. Cycle's coming to my work Monday. All right. Well, Evansville is not huge, but it's got a lot of workplaces. So
Yeah, but you've told specifics before.
have I?
Yeah.
Not that specific.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's update is Larry File. Delon says, "Why do you feel FOMO for Volume 3 of the Micronauts, but not Volume 1?
Because you have that, right?
Yes, I have Volume 1. And I did remove it. It's not on here. Volume 2 is on here, but
Maybe he means why not volume 2, because you don't
well,
have
that
it
is what you
templated.
call a copy paste error.
Okay. There you go. Volume 2, yeah.
Yeah. Copy paste error. T. Hodgins says 17 people watching it, only 2 upvotes. What's going on, people? Thank you, T. Hodgins.
I gotta tell you, I watch the majority of my YouTube on my iPad or my TV, and I never thumbs up because that's not easily accessible when I'm watching it. So I get that.
Oh, okay. Or reprint. Damn, I missed my chance to eBay it. Yeah, you did.
Do I still have mine?
Yeah, Elon met Volume 2. Cool.
No, I sold mine.
Did you sell it?
I guess it's not. I don't see it.
Okay. T. Hodgins says, "Are you getting that Dazzler on the bus when it gets released October?"
No.
I haven't planned to, but so probably not. I mean, I liked the original Dazzler. I had a few issues as they came out. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but the first few issues, there's some X-Men crossovers that are pretty cool, and she fights the Enchantress, and I mean, there's even some Galactus stuff that happens later. So I mean, I have an interest in it, but I just can't buy everything. Kristan is teaching me that I just can't own everything that I have the slightest interest in.
Yeah. You can't.
News Plea Channel says, "I voted." You voted in? Are you talking about the Eisners? Did you vote?
I think he means voted thumbs up.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Maybe I'm wrong.
T. Hodges says, "I just figured it out on YouTube TV. I find the upvote when you pause the video." Yeah, that's right. That's where it's at, Kristan. You pause it.
I know where it is, but I'm saying that's not easily accessible to me.
It's not easy. Right.
I don't want to pause a live stream either.
Well, right, because then you get out of sync, and that sucks, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. So here's what I bought last month, and I came in spectacularly under budget. Huh? What do you think?
Cool.
Aren't you proud of me?
I guess. Sure.
Okay.
I had a question for the last one, though.
Yes.
So you're going to get the Wolverine Jason Aaron. Are you going to buy my Missing Omni you have then?
Missing Omni. What do you have?
Well, so it goes Jason Aaron Volume 1, Wolverine Goes to Hell, and then Wolverine and the X-Men.
So which one do you have?
Well, I had Wolverine Goes to Hell, but did you get it or someone else? I don't know. I don't see it on my shelf. And then I still have Wolverine and the X-Men.
I think the only one I haven't read, as far as the content, is Wolverine and the X-Men. Because I had fell off single issues by then, and you know. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
He says Larry got the last ever IST red tag sale price above 50% off. It does seem that way, doesn't it? Because now they're all getting, they're all going up. Well, down as a percentage, but up as a price. Yeah, sucks.
Does it suck? They probably just got rid of their overstock.
You think so? I hope that's
how that works. Yeah.
Well,
their business.
He says someone bought Goes to Hell. Okay, the Jason Aaron.
You had your chance, though. You had your chance.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, look at that. Under budget. This is I've got a good streak going here, don't I? Do you think?
Sure, yeah.
You don't care. You know.
I mean, I'm not buying anything, so I have nothing to say about it.
So you're doing even better.
I am.
Okay, so here's the thumbnail previews for the videos coming up. Here's my Fear Agent thumbnail. What do you think? I spent way too much time in Photoshop making this, but I love it.
Okay.
You like it? What do you think?
I mean, it is a copyrighted image.
Right, but I am using it in a fair use manner because I'm reviewing this work.
Doesn't always mean anything on YouTube, but good luck.
I've never heard of anyone getting in trouble for a copyright image in a thumbnail.
I have.
Is that happening?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Japanese publishers, right?
A lot of it is that, yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard of any mainstream Western publisher doing anything like that. I mean, it could happen, I guess, but never heard of it. I suppose if you were going to do that, then you couldn't even show the book cover period, could you? If everyone was going to tighten everything up like that.
Well, that's like your book, though, and your face would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically.
Right.
That's the only thing about thumbnails like this. It's like, oh, what am I gonna watch a whole video review of someone like showing images from in the book only? You know what I mean? Like, right. I know your videos well enough. You're gonna be sitting there, but
yeah,
that's not always the case.
Well, I don't do them this way all the time. You know, I alternate back and forth between having my face on it and not having my face on it.
Sure, it looks good, but it would have been funnier if your face would have been like peeking out of the spaceship.
Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. The stars here are the around the rocket are from the rocket image, but then he's from a completely different panel. But I thought it worked good together though. Elon says, "Don't remember Out of the Blue on the list before. Did you buy 2 books not on the list?" Yes, I did. I bought those for OmniDog's book club, and we reviewed that last week, and that's when I had all the disastrous audio problems. But
check it out; it was fun.
Especially the first 20 minutes are just terrible. Cycle says, "I love reviews that are just looking at the book." Yeah. I mean, I like those too sometimes, but I think there's something to be said for seeing someone's expression on their face and their hand gestures and whatnot, especially if they're not just sitting there, you know. But I don't know.
Well, and I'll continue to go on record.
Yeah.
I'll continue to go on record. I just don't like reviews.
Oh, just period. Yeah.
Period.
So that's coming up. And then my top 10 reads of 2024 so far is this month's top 10. So that'll be Tuesday.
Why do you have 4 dots?
I don't know. I got carried away there because usually I do 3 dots. But
3 is an ellipses, yes.
Yeah, I did 4 for some reason, and then I seen it, as I was after I'd saved the file out and everything, and I was like, it's okay. I'll leave it. It's weird, but Elon says, Jess, let Jess buy the books and send them for you to read before the book club live streams. Yeah,
He wouldn't do that.
Good. Yeah,
He wouldn't do that.
probably not. And then I got Ghost Rider by Jason Aaron coming up. How you like this thumbnail? Better?
Yeah, better than what? I'd rather see your face.
You'd rather see my face? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, everybody post in the comments. Do you like my face on these or not my face on these?
That may be their preference to your face, though. So.
Yeah. Newsfeed says 4 dots means he's super excited about it. Okay. Means I got carried away with the typing, but Mark says Kristan the Comic Slayer grammar detective. Yeah, she's pretty good.
Here's the thing.
I'm usually go ahead.
Yeah, it's because of you. You get on every single thing I do. So I have to point it out if I see something. Yes, you do. Don't give me that face. You've done that since I was a kid. So
pronunciation, but not grammar. Not grammar though.
Well,
more pronunciation than grammar. You know what? One of my pet peeves is pronunciation wise, and I keep hearing people say it. And I want to say something in the chat, but I don't want to be an ass, so I just don't. I just think it, and that's when they'll say, "How's my pronunciation on that?" And I'm like, "It's pronunciation. You just." I'm thinking, "Oh my god!"
I've never heard anyone say that. I'm sure people do. You watch a lot more than me.
One of the pros does it every week almost, and I still haven't said anything to him, but.
Listen,
because I don't want to.
Why are you still watching the bros? Let's just be real. What are you doing?
Well, okay, I'm just gonna say that it's Gio. Gio says it every time. He says pronunciation. I like Gio, but Mark says human faces always do better for thumbnails. I've heard that, and I watch a lot of so-called, YouTube experts talking about all these strategies, and yeah, that is a thing they say. Davis Comics says face, yes, but for this one, face on fire.
I agree.
Yeah, I could have blended my own face there, right? Cycle says, I vote put face into the image.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. Elon says, I love the thumbnail where your head was peeping through the books. Yeah, I've done several of those, and I like them. I think Kristan thinks they're silly, but that's kind of, they're supposed to be silly. So.
Oh, most of your thumbnails are silly. So that's not a hot take.
not a hot take at all. Cycle says, replace the skull in flames with your face. Yeah, I thought about that. I could do that. But, I think something like that would play better if I had a big channel and a big following where people actually knew my face more, than they might see that and be like, oh, that's funny. But, I'm not this big, well-known personality, so. News Pre-Channel says, for Ghost Rider, can you put your face on there on fire? T. Hodgins, Larry face, always buddy. Thank you, man. Elon says, the Angry Hulk thumbnail is good too. Yeah, I thought that turned out pretty good. I liked it, but Cycle says, yeah, people who correct how people pronounce things from the chat are the worst. See, I usually don't, so I don't. I just think it, and I'm holding my hand back. Do what?
You'll just do that to me in person.
Yeah, but I'm trying to help you, though. I don't want you to look bad,
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about correcting me. I'm talking about you'll tell me about these things in person.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or
even I'll even text you. Sometimes I'll just text you and tell you, right?
Right.
Cycle said I would do everything Jake Brave Boy does for the algo. Yeah, I'm not willing to. I'm just not that much into social. Yeah, I'm not that much into social media.
Also, it gets annoying if you're spamming your videos everywhere. That's for anyone.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Elon says, I agree, Harvey. I am the worst. Yeah. Algo, aesthetic, and quality is the way to go. Making thumbnails is my least favorite part of uploading videos. See, I love to do that. But I've been playing with Photoshop for close to 30 years, you know? So, in fact, I'm really radically thinking about dumping Photoshop. But every time I've tried, I always come back because I have the muscle memory for where everything is as far as, the layers and the tools and the keyboard shortcuts. I've got a lot of those memorized. And I mean, it's so costly because now it's subscriptionware, which sucks. But Cycle says, "Come on, people! That chat corrector is me. Hello, Lane Wayne." Right?
Cycle, I got it.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
like people misunderstanding you.
Yeah. It's very common, isn't it? Poor Cycle gets into huge arguments, and it's only because someone didn't understand what he meant. But it seems like he really likes that, though, right?
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the schedule, my regular schedule, plus the yellow stuff is the ones that I've already finished. And then the Sunday Scan Elf Quest, I actually finished that yesterday after I made the slides. So that's ready for tomorrow. And then I've got Shelf Shifting Part 2 is where I built this little shelf to, well, it's not that little, but to put all the price guides on that were on the floor from the last one, right? And that's already shot. I just haven't got it all edited yet. And I'm going to do that. Something is Killing the Children trade paperback. Haven't reviewed that yet, but I finished reading it the other day. News Police says, "I still have my old iMac from 2011 solely because it has an older version of Photoshop on it." Yeah, and I've used nearly every version of Photoshop since probably 97, 98, something like that. And most of that has been, obtained in some way. But the last two versions I've had have been legit, which now I'm paying for the damn thing monthly, which is insane. And then before that, I actually got a really heavily discounted retail copy. And so that was legit. But all the ones before that were the high seas. So there it is.
Do you want to talk about any of your reading goals and habits right now?
Oh, you see that? Yeah, that's coming up, that video. Well, I break down all that stuff, and I've been hitting it. And I have to say that Goodreads helps, which someone told me about. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm on Windows. I've been on Windows forever. I did try the Mac once briefly, and it has some advantages, but man, the window management, and I could talk about this for an hour, which would be completely off topic for the channel, and people would leave and flee probably. But
I'd probably leave. Yeah.
I'll do it really quick then. The problem with the Mac, other than the crazy pricing, okay, is window management sucks. It completely sucks. I mean, you have to buy third-party apps to snap windows side by side on the Mac, even today. Can you believe that? Whereas in Windows, you just fling the thing up there and it just snaps, right? You got to go get a third-party app to do that on the Mac. That's insanity to me. Elon says, "Will anyone be seeing Godzilla -1? It's on Netflix." Oh man, it is. I want to see it, but I doubt I'm going to get to watch anytime soon. But I do want to see it.
Why? What do you have going on?
Well, we just have a ton of TV shows that we watch, so we can't fit in movies very often.
Just throw in a movie. That's like 2 hours of your life.
Yeah. Cycle says, "I like to just get along with everyone, but most people stubbornly refuse to accept about most things." Yeah.
That seems right.
Yes. Razor Ramen Series says, "I thought trade paperbacks weren't allowed in your house, Larry." No, I just don't typically buy them. I will read them if they're gifted to me, and a lot of them are, especially by this one down here. She likes to do that. Cycle says, what does everyone use to edit their videos together? Well, I am using DaVinci Resolve, the free version, right now. And I like it a lot. There was a steep learning curve, though, because I came from crappier cheaper software. Like I was using Adobe Premiere Elements for a long time. And now I'm using DaVinci Resolve. And I'm glad I switched for sure. Elon says, nice, Cycle. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, Cycle's going to watch Godzilla. Unless you're using Apple, then I don't need to know. So Cycle, what do you think about my comments about how Windows handles Windows a million times better than the Mac does out of the box?
And
it's
Cycle,
insane.
what kind of phone are you using? That's the real question here.
Well, if he's on the Mac, I'm sure he's using an iPhone. He'd be crazy not to. He used the AirDrop.
He said
and
unless
all
you're
that.
using Apple, then I don't need to know.
Oh, I mistook it. See?
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe he means he knows everything Apple or doesn't care. I took it as doesn't care.
Oh, well, Cycle will have to clarify. Mark Bell says, Kristan Superman is just 2 hours of your
It's way too many hours for Superman, Mark. Way too many.
Mark's using Adobe Premiere. So are you paying for that subscriptionware like I am Photoshop, Mark? I bet you are. It's painful, isn't it? News Pooey Channel says, I've been using Mac since 1997. Well, I've been using Photoshop from 97, but the Windows version. Cycle says, I can't imagine anything that an Apple product is better than.
It's called the Pixel phone.
He clarified. Yeah. Yeah, so what's your phone, Cycle? Are you...
Well, if he's a Mac guy, he's going to have an iPhone.
Well, but he's saying, I can't imagine anything that an Apple product is better than.
Oh, okay. So we keep reading his comments wrong, both of us. You did the first time, I did the second time.
Yeah, yeah. So Cycle's on a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra.
Nice.
And what kind of PC do you have, or do you have a PC? I'm imagining that you must, but Mark says, my employer gives me full Adobe access. Well, there you go. You got a free ticket.
It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. See, I'm thinking about, I don't know. I think I'm going to trial a few things that are not subscriptionware and see how horrible it is with all of my muscle memory that I have with Photoshop, Because, I could save $10, $11 a month if I dumped Photoshop.
You should.
And I don't use any of their extras that they give you, like the online storage and all that. I don't need or use any of that stuff. It's also annoying how it wants to run all this stuff at startup all the time. It's just very annoying. So here's all Kristan's stuff. She's at the Comic Slayer on YouTube and Instagram. And that is Reed's store, where you can buy his comics, graphic novels, and art. Now, if you want to buy some of the books Kristan's moving, which she's moving a ton of books, email Reed at that address. He's taking care of all that. And she also has a baby registry on Amazon. So you can buy something as small as a pack of wipes to as large as a, what? I don't know.
No,
giant four-wheel drive stroller. I don't know.
I feel like no one's going to, I don't know. People have given up. The only people who buy anything are you and Mom. So.
Yeah.
But hey.
But you did pretty good for a while there, though, right? Let's see. News Police says, my first Photoshop was 5.0 LE. It came free with the scanner I bought around 99, 2000, like 95% of the full Photoshop at the time. Yeah. And then over the years, the Elements version has gotten crappier and crappier. But yeah, I think you're right. Originally, it was closer to the whole thing. Razor Rama says, I have a PC that I built and a MacBook Air. Both Windows and Mac have their pros. Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you what, I got high hopes for that new ARM Windows laptops that are about to come out. They're what is it? The Qualcomm Snapdragon processor that's going to be in there. It's supposedly supposed to kind of out MacBook the MacBooks. So I got high hopes. Cycle says, I had a laptop, but it broke a couple years ago and I haven't replaced it yet. I just use my phone and tablet for everything. So what kind of tablet you got? Probably a Samsung. Elon says, would Kristan prefer a Welsh baseball jacket for the baby Quinn or a one piece?
Wow. I don't even know what a Welsh baseball jacket is.
Yeah, I don't either. May have
They
to
both
Google
sound
that.
great, Elon.
Yeah. Cycle says, I will probably wait till the last minute to buy something from the Bay Registry. It's the only way I do anything. Hey, whatever you want to do, man, it's awesome.
I'll be in labor and I'll be like, why did I just get a notification from my registry? And it's Cycle.
Right. You'll be holding your phone up looking at it.
Yeah.
Cycle says, I've actually never given Apple money for anything in my life.
It's nice. They
Well,
take tons of it anyway.
The hardware is really nice. I have different problems with the software, but I think one of the worst things, though, especially as a YouTube creator, is if someone super chats you from an iPhone, you get like 30. I think I used to have the figure down. I can't remember now. It's like 30%
They take
less.
30 of it.
Right. But they take 30 off the top before
right. And then YouTube
takes their money.
Mm-hmm.
But any other platform, you don't get that extra bit taken off.
It's the same with like their apps in the app stores. They take the same stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Cycle says, even the iPod I had back in the day had fallen off a truck. Okay. Samsung Galaxy life all the way, baby. Well, I understand they've come a long way because, 4 or 5 years ago, a Samsung Galaxy was just littered with garbage. They came with so much stuff, and their layer over Android used to be terrible. But I think it's gotten a lot better from everything I've seen.
Reed has a Galaxy tablet, and that's how, he uses that for his drawing tablet now. And he loves it. Cool. So
Elon says it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
I guess he's talking about the jacket, probably.
I assume, yeah.
That's exactly how it'll go down. Razor says the link to the Bay Registry didn't work for me. I found it by searching, though.
What are you doing?
I have not tested it. Yeah. I haven't tested it since the last live stream, and I copied and pasted it over. Maybe I goofed.
I'm going to check it.
Check it? Okay. I'll correct it afterwards, but if it's wrong. Newspiece says, I'm a Mac guy, but have my issue with Apple. Steve Jobs passed away, and then next year Tim Cook announced $17,000 Apple Watches. It has kind of went that way, hasn't it? It's exploded, and not in a good way.
Yeah, it's like even worse.
Yeah. So it does suck. But I keep looking at the MacBooks and even the iMac. I keep looking at all this stuff because for video editing, it's so much better than really anything as far as the size and than what Windows has. But the Snapdragons are supposed to change all that. So we're going to see what happens. But in the next few months as that stuff comes out. I don't know. Have you seen any of that news, Kristan, or you don't care?
For what? I was checking the link.
Snapdragon. Yeah.
I don't care.
Because you know that I'm just going to, whenever I buy something laptop-wise, you're going to get my old one, and then you're going to get a free upgrade.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I've got an XPS here, and Kristan has my last XPS model. And so she'll get this one maybe in a couple years when I get another one.
Sounds good to me.
Cycle says, I used an iPhone for approximately 4 days. That was my mom's old one while I waited for a phone replacement once a while back. And it was the worst 4 days of my life. Oh, no. Like it says, laugh out loud, YouTube auto-censored my wishes for the future of Apple. Yeah, I don't have anything extra turned on, but they do that. Yeah.
I can't imagine going back to an iPhone at this point.
I think about it sometimes, but only in the context that if I was to buy a MacBook, then it would work so nicely with it.
You don't need to buy a MacBook.
I know it's not going to happen. It's just
it's all overpriced anyway. So like, why do that?
Well, with the M chips that got released a few years ago, it really changed the entire equation, though. But hopefully, Windows will
still very expensive.
Yeah. Razor says, Larry, what are your thoughts about the new Windows laptops recording everything you do on your computer for the Recall AI feature? I think it's stupid, but I'm not too upset about it. And I'm not in love with the idea, but I know that it's optional. You can turn it off, and that's what I'll do. And if you don't want to turn it off, you still want to be able to use certain features of it. You can tune it. You can tell it to never look at your browser. You can check that box if you want. So it's not. I think the media has really overblown it by saying, "Oh no, the new Windows laptops are spying on you." But those people haven't really looked at the option panel, which I have, and it's optional. You don't have to allow it. I don't like that they're trying it anyway. And even if you do allow it, that stuff is it's supposed to be on your local disk only. It's not uploaded anywhere. So that's what they say. Mark Bell says the baby needs a new computer. Cycle says Larry's shelves are amazing. Thank you. News Pooey Channel says, Larry, did you build those shelves behind you? Yes. I mean, I had help. My father-in-law helped me quite a bit, but yeah. Cycle says, I don't even understand his whole shelf shifting video issue. Like last night, he was saying that he needed help deciding where to put stuff, but then I watched the video and he's 100 times more.
There's another comment, Dad.
Okay. Organized than I've ever been. Okay, cool. Sorry. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I, for one, welcome our new AI overlord. Yeah, just as far as AI, not counting the recall feature, but just AI in general, I got mixed feelings about. I mean, I think we're going to have one of two things happen, right? We're either going to have the Terminator dark future, or we're going to have the Star Trek utopian future. And I mean, it could be something in between those extremes, but I don't know. The cynic in me thinks it's going to be Terminator, right? But the hopeful part of me hopes it'll be Star Trek.
Okay, nerd.
News Please says the option to turn off Skynet does seem like a good idea. Yeah, exactly. Cycle says, I think it's cute that people think you aren't able to be spied on already. Exactly. I mean, there's telemetry data running. Yeah, telemetry is running on everything. Even our great pixels that we love so much, Google's whole thing is tracking you,
Yeah, take my identity, Google. It's fine.
You like my wallpaper, Cycle? I bet you do. I don't know if you can see that very well, but is everyone not behind all kinds of firewalls, VPNs, and several layers of deception? I have a VPN running on my phone, the AdGuard one. Well, I have AdGuard running on my computers too, but I don't have the VPN going, so I don't know. Harvey says, I'm living the BKV private eye life. Yeah, I like that one. That's one Kristan gifted to me. I have it over there on the shelf. That was great. People are trying to dox me constantly now. Well, you throw a lot of bombs, though, don't you, Cycle? You like to go in the.
It doesn't mean you should be doxxed.
No, it doesn't. I'm not justifying it, but I think he takes it as a challenge. My wallpaper is my dog. Yeah.
Mine is my cat. Sunshine's offended by your wallpaper.
Now I have a custom image set up in my in the car that comes on as the screen boots up, and it's actually our dog that passed away, a few years ago. But I need to change that up to Sunshine. Or is it? Oh, his wallpaper is it? Yeah. Only you know that, Cycle. So, okay, I got a question for Cycle before we get ready to stop here. Are you going to go back to the Cycle identity, or are you going to stay Harvey Picar's ghost? Because people must be very confused that don't know you already, and they come in these shows, and we're all calling you Cycle. He says, I do things that would make people want to attack me, so I can't really complain. Well, that's what I meant. And I wasn't being, I wasn't justifying it, but
I think people are just like kind of ridiculous
assholes.
about it, though.
Assholes. Yeah. It's between me and Google. Yeah. That's a thing. I mean, they talk about de-Googling your phone where you can strip out all the Google services and whatnot. But I don't feel like I need to bother with it. I mean, like, okay, if Google knows where I'm at, so what are they going to do with that? I mean,
yeah, I just really don't care. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not a spy or a secret agent or a, I don't know. It just, yeah. With Google, they say you are the product because their whole system is based on ad revenue. Okay, I don't care. I mean, I'm not in love with it, but Newsprint says no one has created a top 10 comic panels of 2024 so far list, or I think ever. You mean because of my 4 dots, or you mean just the whole concept in general?
it's not referring to your dots.
I know that might be a funny bit if he wasn't. Harvey Cycle says, I don't know. I was thinking about that. I could maybe go back to it, but I like this smiling Harvey Picar so much. It's different. The only thing that bums me out, he says, is I hate to delete a channel I had that was gaining some real popularity. Well, you must have one that I haven't discovered then, because I mean, I'm sub to the only one I knew of that was yours, and I never get any notifications. So I guess you're not posting to that one. He says, remember those "you are here" diagrams you used to find at the mall? Now you can get that on your phone, even when you're not in the mall. Yes, that is very true. But we no longer have to take giant GPS units and suction cup them to our windshields anymore. It's built in the phone.
For what it's worth, those are still in malls.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to a mall in so long. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't go places.
No, I try not to. I have all this. What? Cycle has a channel. Razor says. Apparently, he has more than one channel, but he doesn't.
He's full of mystery.
Yes. Newsprint says people will focus on the best collected editions or the best issues of the year, but no one ever talks about the best panel. Okay, so you mean an actual panel?
Oh, you didn't get it?
I didn't get it.
I got it.
Guess I breezed right over that. Cycle says, I have several channels, only a couple that are for video posting purposes. The one I deleted wasn't comics related, though. Well, you need to just let us all know what they are so we can go follow you.
He's probably trying to avoid that.
Probably. Now, Mark says, yeah, I have 1 million channels and too many hobbies. Yeah, you're a busy guy. Cycle says, I'm in double-digit YouTube identities at this point. Wow. I've got the same account that I started in 2007 when I first got a YouTube account. Now I've renamed it, and stuff like that, but
I have a totally separate account for all my subscriptions and my premium.
I thought about doing that kind of stuff, but man, it's such a pain constantly logging in and out. I just don't. I'd rather just stay logged in it, and so that's what I do.
It stays logged in on my TV and my phone and my iPad. If I need to switch it, you literally just hit switch account and you go to your other account.
Yeah, I know. I've done it, but the I've got that other channel, which I almost do nothing with, and it's because it's such a pain. Because I get the notifications. Here's an example of how it's a pain for me, right? I get a notification that someone made a comment on Larry's World on a video over there. Okay, great. I go reply to it, and I'm replying from the wrong account. So
Just hit
now it
switch
still
account.
shows. I know I
YouTube makes it
forget
so
about
easy
that.
to switch accounts.
Yeah,
It's not just me. Mark agrees.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't like it. I don't I don't like to do that. Dudes, please says our local mall closed. I want to say 2011 was demolished and rebuilt. Now half of what was there is a Walmart. Ugh.
Sounds right. Ours is
Yeah.
debunked as well. It's gone. I mean, it's partially there, but
Yeah, Cycle, I have mine there. It's in the drop down in the right corner. I can switch accounts. But okay, now I remember the problem I was having is on the phone. I'd start up YouTube Music because that's, I've got YouTube Premium, so I use YouTube Music, so I don't have to pay for Spotify anymore. And I play this in the car. I Bluetooth it to my car, and every now and then it would have the wrong account, so I wouldn't be having.
that's your own
And I
issue.
did. No, I didn't do it. It switched, and then I'd have to manually switch it back to.
And that's why YouTube Music isn't what you think it is.
What do you mean?
You think it's better than Spotify? I disagree.
Well, it's better for me in Spotify for two reasons. One is I'm already paying for premium, right?
So
And
am I.
two, I know, but two is I watch a shit ton of YouTube, and I have for the last 20 years or better. So its algorithms on picking my music is based on all of my thumbs up of thousands and thousands of music videos I've watched over the last 20 years. Spotify doesn't have that database to draw on. So the YouTube stuff is way more accurate when it thinks I like something. Most of the time I do. They're, every now and then they're like way, they're off, but
Yeah, I've heard this, but your switch account thing, that seems like a flaw in the system.
oh, it is totally. But it hasn't happened again in a long time. But it's probably because I just don't switch accounts anymore. I stopped. I hardly ever do it now. Cycle says YouTube is better than Spotify for sure. It's no contest.
It's a contest. It's totally a contest. I think people who don't have that, who haven't invested the time as well to have all of their stuff on Spotify. I will listen to YouTube Music and you don't know me at all. But Spotify, I'm like, you got me. Cool.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. YouTube is using all of that data
I
from
hear
my video
you,
watch.
but you're an outlier in that.
That could be. Cycle says YouTube has everything that Spotify has and then some. It doesn't have an AI DJ yet, and I kind of do miss that feature. I know it's
and
silly,
it doesn't have you wanted certain playlists. You wanted the smart shuffle playlist. It doesn't have that, which is one of my favorite things to use.
Apple Music is better than both. Give me that lossless audio. Yeah, I do admit that, but here's the thing. I don't think any of my gear, and I've got some really good gear, but it's not $5,000 gear. I'm not sure I could hear the difference in these LG Pro headset. I don't think I'd hear it there, and I know I wouldn't hear it in the car. I've never upgraded the stereo that comes in the car. And then the only place I might hear it maybe is on my Polk speakers in the bedroom. And I don't listen to music that much in the bedroom or, at the desktop. So other than music videos.
The only time I'm listening to Spotify at all is at work.
And when I listen to YouTube music, it's generally in the car. It's almost exclusively. So Michael Cottrill says people use YouTube for music. Yeah, if you buy YouTube Premium, it comes with YouTube Music included, and it's ad-free. And yeah, it's
not like YouTube; it's YouTube Music.
Right, it's a separate thing. Cycle says I don't want a DJ. I don't always want a DJ either, but sometimes I did enjoy the Spotify AI DJ.
And the Smart Shuffle, you told me you're like, that's what I want, and you don't have it in YouTube Music. It's the best.
Well. Now, lately, I've been playing just my liked list in YouTube Music, which you would think would be only stuff you've already thumbed up, right? But I have it on random, and it's been pulling stuff up that it thinks I might like and throwing it in there. And most of the time, it's correct. So I guess they've quietly incorporated that you know.
See, but I can toggle that on and off because if I only want to listen to my like songs, I take that off.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's the way that operated too, but I think YouTube likes to fiddle with settings all the time. They do it in the browser too. Google Chrome is constantly playing around with settings and A/B testing, with people. And
I've also found like a lot of the stuff I like isn't on YouTube Music. So
really,
so like the special live performances and stuff that are only, well, I don't know. I don't know that they're only put on Spotify, but they're on Spotify that are not on YouTube Music.
well, YouTube Music should have about. I'm gonna pull this figure out of my butt. They should have like 1 million more songs than Spotify ever will because they will play music that are only music videos that have never been released in any other format. They even play bootlegs that people have uploaded to YouTube that fit your criteria. So
I'm saying I've found a lack for what I'm listening to.
Wow.
In certain things they don't have.
Have you probably not recently though?
I mean, probably the last time I looked, yeah.
Yeah. News Police says, does anyone remember KB Toys, Toys R Us, Caldor, Bradley's, Ames, all the old stores of my youth long closed down? There are only 6 Kmarts left. Well, around here we had KB and Toys R Us. I don't remember the other ones, but
I don't either. I loved KB though.
Yeah, it was great.
And we had a Walmart here until like a few years ago, or a Kmart. I mean,
Jewish Dragons here. Hey, unfortunately, I don't have lossless hearing anymore. Yeah, exactly. Same here. Erica Escott says, my son uses my Spotify and destroys my algorithm with music I can't stand. Yes. We've since done a family account, but the damage is done. Well, you got to go through there and just keep telling it, you don't like this, you don't like that. I mean, you can retrain it, but it's going to be a lot.
I did that to Reeds when I didn't have an account with all the Oliver Tree I would play. He's like, what have you done?
Yeah. News Priest says, I just realized I asked a question, but did not include a question mark. Well, that's okay. I think we figured it out. Cycle says, I don't even use YouTube Music. I literally use actual YouTube to listen to music. Well, in the car, it doesn't make any sense to let the video play, so that's my thing. Booster Greens here says F.O.M.O Schwartz too. Yep, that's another one. Cycle says there's an option for the smart DJ thing if you want it. Like if you search Taylor Swift, for example, right at the top, there will be a thing to click for a mix of things. Yeah, there is, but you don't actually have this guy's voice that comes and talks to you. All right, yeah. Booster Green says, I use my iPod.
Love that. You still have one.
That was a nice device for a long time. News Police says, I only made it to F.O.M.O Schwartz once during a college trip in 2000. Yeah, I've never been to one.
And you won't?
Any music's... Yeah, no, probably not. No. So, Cycle says, any music service is limited by what they have rights to or whatever. YouTube itself is basically unlimited and has bootleg of everything, including all kinds of live forms still. Well, but those do trickle down and get used in YouTube Music because I've had it play some of that stuff in my car. Yeah. So, and I didn't launch it. It knew that I liked it, so it played it. Cycle says he still downloads music occasionally. Yeah, I've not done that in a very long time.
Yeah, I listen to records at home, so.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't got rid of my records. I didn't have a lot, but some of the ones I had are probably kind of priceless now. Like I had the Clockwork Orange soundtrack. It was a big gatefold, I sold that. I should have kept that. Yeah. Cycle says, I've been thinking about buying a F.O.M.O player on eBay. I don't know what that is, but.
I don't either.
Yep. Well, I think we covered it all. Kristan, anything you want to plug? I mean, your baby registry for sure.
Yeah.
Did you get that link to work? Did you check it?
I'm not logged into Amazon, but it looked like it worked. But because I'm not logged in, it didn't show me things.
Yeah.
So
I'll check it again after this and correct it if it's off. But
I do know you can't just like copy what you have there. You have to like right-click copy. You know what I mean? You can't like drag and copy. You can't like select it because of the ellipses at the end.
Well, I know that you don't need the whole length that you were passing around, so I shortened it up when I used it, but it still worked. So, um, these pieces, is that a Doctor Strange statue behind you, Larry? Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Um, yeah, I love it. It's PVC. Yeah, I think it's perfect. It's totally comic book accurate. It's great. Oh, he's going to sit right here. Mark Bell says my punk record is on Spotify, which is kind of cool. We cut vinyl versions of the 25th anniversary. Well, we're going to have to hear that.
Yeah, Mark, send that.
Yeah. Pono was the thing Neil Young came out with a while ago when he was trying to get streaming to. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because he ripped all of his stuff out of Spotify there for a while. I don't know. Did it ever come back? I don't know. Yeah. Thanks. Like I said, he had a whole high quality audio streaming thing he'd set up for it, but it didn't take off. Yeah, he got all pissed about something, the pricing, I guess, and the way the way Spotify was not paying people or something. I don't know. Nice Eye of Agamotto base. Yeah, it's cool. It's the whole eye. Anybody could see that good, but can you see the eye, kind of? How long can we keep comedy to make them never stop the stream? Well, I'll start getting yelled at here in a little bit, probably. Or I'll probably already got a text. Your camera has good depth deception. I thought that shelf was way behind you. Yeah, it's that super expensive lens I got here. The lens cost almost as much as the camera, so
ridiculous.
It's a f1.4, and I've got it all the way open, So. He was just concerned 100% about audio quality all the time. That was the only thing. I thought he was mad about the licensing fees or something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we better go, Kristan. You think?
I mean, I haven't ate, so yeah, I'd love to go.
Yeah, and we'll be eating lunch soon because we are on a different timeline than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So. Newspriest says that room is only 3x4, and you'd never tell. It's actually 14x16, so I think it's 14 that way and 16 that way. Okay. Last one. Cycle says he put his stuff back on Spotify when Rogan came back to YouTube, and now it's basically every service again, so there'll be no escaping being on the same service as him. Ah, I see.
Understandable and upsetting.
I thought the stream was advertised as a 5-hour marathon. Well, you're trying to make it that, Cycle. Jewish Dragon says, have a nice weekend, Larry and Kristan. See you in the chats later. Yep, I'm sure you will. Catch me at some point. And appreciate everybody coming on the chat. And thanks to Kristan for being my co-host again. There's 3 of us this time because you got the baby.
Yep.
Yeah, I have already started coming up with names for the baby segment on my show,
Which you assume I'm just going to let her be on the internet.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming that. I mean, I don't have anything. I mean, I'm just,
You're making a lot of assumptions, aren't you?
I am. But I'm thinking, I mean, you could use some of these for your show with her if you want. But I figure she's going to be so awesome. She's going to be on all the shows.
I don't know about that.
At some point.
Probably not.
I'm thinking like Q's Corner, Q on Comics.
Okay.
Right? Pretty good, right?
I've already heard these, so I don't know why you're wanting me to live react to something I know.
Mark says, love y'all. Hey, you too. Okay, I give up. Everyone is free to go. All right, thank you, Cycle. Need to pay those baby appearance fees. Yeah, it's true. Well, she'll get a cut, She'll get a cut, and it'll go into her educational fund, Kristen isn't going to go full Whitney Cummings with her baby.
Has she been parading the baby around? I wondered about that, actually. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, I'm more talking when she's able to read, which I'm sure will be very quick, but
probably like within the first few weeks, I think. Yeah.
Right. She'll be reading
yeah,
obscure indie titles or something.
Yeah, I'll hand her the big damn Sin City.
Goiter? Goiter? No.
Yeah, she's gonna rock some Goiter, 100%. Yeah.
All right. We will see y'all later. And we'll see you in the various chats. I certainly will. Probably Kristen too.
Have a good weekend.
Yep. Bye.